All things are echoes of the voice of God. There's so much powerful and beautiful information, so many good points in this lesson. It's so profound. And something I really want to emphasize is the fact of the Holy Spirit's voice can do nothing but honor you. So, of course, I'm paraphrasing and probably botching it up. The concept here is the fact that it is what it is love. And it can only love, and it can't really do anything else. Now, the same thing occurred, and the same thing was happening with you. That the whole reason we came into this world, like, we get caught up with the Course in Miracles. We say, oh, it's a tiny mad idea. Oh, I really screwed it up, and I'm stuck in this tiny mad idea, right? And so we have this idea that it was just one thought that developed this world of separation and pain and suffering, and and it's like, why is it happening? Why isn't God helping me out of this? Why isn't, say, the Holy Spirit really pushing me, guiding me out, aside from my insistence that it do so, right? So it's pretty interesting because we want to remember that it's a reflection. So the Holy Spiritual Universe is not a ghost in which can grab you by the hand and lead you along. It is quite literally everything that you see. It is the experience of the spiritual universe. So when you really get into this and you start seeing the face of Christ and you start seeing God and everything, then it does get a little, there's this barrier of frustration where it's like, well, why, like, I see you, God, I see you. Why are you acting like you're somebody else? Why aren't you seeing me back? Why don't you recognize me? Why do I have to play this game? So it's a little confusing, but there's this distortion, this barrier here that you want to be able to get through, recognizing that it's not in charge, you are. It can only go where you can go. And so as much as you want to say you see Christ, you see God, whatever it might be, to the extent in which you recognize it, it cannot do but follow you. It cannot do anything but honor you. And that's what love is. It's like, so how you got into this tiny mad idea was it was just an idea. You're just like, oh, this is a beautiful idea. This is loving. I love this idea because that's what I do. I just love. I love this idea and I'll continue to love. And you have this idea, you just go with it, right? Opposed to, oh, we can't do that idea. Stay away from that idea. It's evil, right? That would mean that the Son of God had already partaken of, say, that good and evil idea, and that idea that there is separation. You can't have separation even of that of separation. We get caught up in A Course in Miracles insisting that, oh, I need to separate myself from separation. We're so obsessed with separation that we can't realize that by doing that is more separation. So it is all-encompassing and unifying. You can't exclude even separation. You can't exclude evil. You can't exclude darkness. You can't exclude anything if you want to include light, if you want to include love. Because that's what love is. Love includes. Love is all accepting. Love is embracing. This is something that's going on with you and the totality of what this is. It is playing your game. The universe and all these people, me, everyone is playing your game. We are going along with you. This is all what you have structured here. This is something you have obsessed with in your mind. And we're all playing your game. We honor you by playing your game, by doing what you see and what you believe is real. So only you can, say, choose for salvation, and the heaven is the decision you must make. Only you can do it. Because really, essentially, in this case, you're the only one here. You're the only one in existence. As much as it sounds like, oh, wow, everybody doesn't exist and it's all fake. No, I mean, you don't exist either. But what you actually are, the only reference point to what the Christ is through yourself. So through myself, I can see Christ in everyone, but only if I have already discovered Christ in myself. If I have not discovered Christ in myself, it will be hard to see Christ in everyone. It would be difficult to see Christ in everyone. It would be a force. I'll be trying to remind myself all the time, oh, I see Christ, I see Christ. I gotta see Christ in everybody. Instead of a natural condition when you see yourself that way. Essentially, you see in everybody what you see in yourself. They reflect what I see in me. So if I see Christ in me, I see Christ in everyone. See how that happens? It's a natural reflection. So you are the evolution of consciousness. You are bringing about the change of the universe. Don't worry, you're not behind. Like I said in a couple lectures ago about you're completely average. Yes, there will be people above you, before you, getting more enlightened before you, but there's the other half that's not even close, right? And some that are so far down there that you're right in the middle. You will always be right in the middle, no matter what. You'll never be first. You'll never be last. Because it is an idea that I'm in this position, I'm going to achieve, say, fifth dimensional awareness. If I'm going to ascend into an alternate reality, there will be half of reality that's already there, waiting for you. Oh, hey, good job, you did it. Right? And then there'll be the other half that you might need to go back and save. But it's in that understanding and recognizing that everybody will do it naturally because it's a reflection of you. But that is the game. This is your dream. This is your game. So everybody and everything is going along with you. They can't break through their illusion unless you let them. And you have to let them by breaking through yours. Break through yours, awaken yourself, and naturally awaken the world. So this idea and this concept about echo, it's a pretty interesting thing because as much as an echo is like a sound wave and it bounces back and it's just like a reflection, it bounces back. The concept here is that everything is the voice of God. Now the voice of God, if you think of that as audible voice, you're misunderstanding that it is, to say voice is to represent or to speak for. So to speak for is a representation. I represent. So if I come here, I represent God. I would be the voice of God, right? So the whole spiritual universe is a representative of God and the Son of God and their relationship. So it represents what is your ideas. It represents your belief system. So it is completely submissive. It cannot go out of submission. It is submissive to you. It is obedient 100% completely. It cannot break the laws unless it also reflects the laws being broken. Meaning, you do it first, it will happen after. You do it first, the world will follow. And you have to keep it up. It's kind of like a slow gestation period with this physical content. You have to be awakened for quite some time to see the world follow after, right? That other half is following along. So you have to keep going. You can't be like, oh, I had this awakening experience, this death experience, and now everybody sucks. You guys just suck. Everybody is just terrible. No, because it's just in your mind. This is your mind. You literally see your mind. Everyone, if it's awakened or if it's asleep, if it's good, if it's evil, is all a projection of my mind. All of it. So you can't get out of it. You can't see somebody else struggling with it. You can't see somebody else not taking responsibility. Because if I'm saying, oh, you have to take responsibility, what am I doing? Not taking responsibility. So of course, they're submissive to the not taking responsibility. Because I'm not taking responsibility also. They're just a reflection. Completely submissive to you. See that? I use that word submissive, but in the sense of how it was, I just really want to emphasize that about honoring, that it completely honors you. It can't do anything but love and accept. So it can't say, oh no, we're not going to go that way. It can only kind of hint and push to it. So don't think of guidance as something literally like a guardian angel. That's okay, you can think of that, but recognize that's imagery of your own mind. It's more like a current of a river, and it's naturally pushing you. It might be a much slower, a really slow river that's kind of just pushing you in the right direction. And then all the waves and everything you see, oh look, people, oh cars, things, you see it as a construct that you make it out to be. It's really that same spiritual energy that just has a natural flow about it, going from, say, the Big Bang to the Big Suck, going separating and then coming back together. So it's a natural flow that's being interpreted by this aspect of it, which is consciousness.